Lamborghini has certainly come a long way from when they used to produce tractors. This just goes to show that at every end lies another beginning. The raging beast called Lamborghini Aventador has been on the market for over 11 years, but the upcoming release, unofficially named the Tormenta, is sure to be an Aventador killer, ready to push its predecessor to the curb. Despite its conclusion, there's no denying that the Aventador was one of the most popular and presiding supercars of its time, and will surely go down in history as one of the top all-time greats in the history of Lamborghini. So, for today's video, we will be looking at all there is to know about the Tormenta and filling you in on all its futuristic features, which will hopefully convince you that the time for the Aventador was at an end. Since 2011, the Aventador has remained the flagship car of Lamborghini, after displacing the Murcielago, and for good reasons too. Designed by Filippo Perini, the Aventador LP 700-4 was Lamborghini's first complete Aventador vehicle. And with every new Aventador released since, Lamborghini showed us again and again that it remains a step ahead of other car manufacturers who produce supercars for road users. However, before we delve into the world of the Tormenta, we have to understand exactly how Lamborghini operates. Usually, the automaker maintains a variety of signature models, but there is always one particular type that dominates the market. This process started a long time ago, dating back to 1966, with the first acclaimed car, the Lamborghini Miura Sports Coupe. It took off and became famous, establishing the rear mid-engine and rear-wheel drive as the standard and most acceptable layout for high-performance cars of that era. This occurred even though Lamborghini had just been truly established 3 years before, with the Miura's production being concluded in 1973. It was then overtaken a year later by the Countach, which ended its production in 1990 after completely dominating the 80s. The conclusion of the Countach era began that of the Lamborghini Diablo, which ferociously dominated throughout the 90s to 2001. And after that was the Lamborghini Murcielago, which was a favorite of a lot of people and was finally replaced by the reigning champion, the Aventador. As a norm, the Lamborghini company likes to give insights and tease car lovers about future releases by revealing standalone models, which have various features and technological advancements that they may have incorporated into anticipated upcoming models. Therefore, we believe the release of the Tormenta stands as a significant leap into the next generation. An example of this kind of teaser was just before the release of the Aventador. Towards the end of the Murcielago era, the Lamborghini Remington was released. It acted as a slight spoiler for the arrival of the Lamborghini Aventador, so we think maybe the same can be said for the Tormenta. As the Aventador beast reaches the end of its life cycle, we see the release of the Lamborghini Cayenne to the Tormenta, probably what the Remington was to the Aventador. Information on the Tormenta has been scarce, but from our experience with top-end models, like the Lamborghini Cayenne, we can try to visualize how exactly this new supercar will look like. Some spy shots captured have teased the reveal of the car, but Lamborghini has taken huge precautions to keep it hidden as best as it can with camouflage wrap. But with the help of technology, we have an idea of what the car could look like, and there's a lot to be excited about. The new Lamborghini should be released sometime in 2023, and it is expected to have a lot of awesome new features, definitely including those that have already been revealed in the Lamborghini Centenario and Cayenne. Sources have revealed that the Italian luxury car manufacturer is reportedly creating a new electrified V12 engine built specifically for it. The Italian automakers will maintain the free-breathing V12, but the Tormenta will be the brand's first model to ever launch as a plug-in hybrid. Estimates from experts show that with the new electrified engine, the Tormenta could churn out over 1,000 horsepower. To achieve this, the long-established V12 engine may remain, but this time, it will be built carefully from scratch and will work together with the electric motor. Lamborghini has been adamant in its desire not to reveal anything about the Tormenta's displacement and performance, but we expect it to have a better performance range than the current Aventadors it has released. The current powertrain features a mid-mounted, naturally aspirated 6.5-liter V12 that develops over 769 horsepower. and the engine's 531 pound-feet of torque makes its way to each of the four wheels through a 7-speed automated manual transmission. In the most powerful expansion stage, for the case of a non-hybrid Ultima Roadster, it reaches 780 horsepower and has a maximum torque of 720 Nm. When it comes to the design of the vehicle, we suspect models like the Lamborghini Cayenne could have been an inspiration, but it has been disclosed that the Tormenta should be expected to have a redesigned front end, with Y-shaped, daytime running headlights and rear lights, the same as the Cayenne, Centenario, or Terzo Millennio. The dimensions of the vehicle will probably not change much either. The shape of the wedge and scissor doors should remain the same as most Lamborghini supercars, like the Aventador and Aventador S. The supercar should also feature a large diffuser and a high exhaust system. The ventilation slots will probably have brand new aerodynamic elements, the sideline remaining flat as usual, and the air vents stationed behind the front wheels. Spy-captured images show vents on the hood and fins on both sides of the supercar, running horizontally down the middle, similar to the Lamborghini Centenario, which digs into huge double air intakes. Between them, 4 exhaust pipes are going to be horizontally aligned. Also, behind the scissor doors will be a large air intake that is designed to bring fresh air into the engine and radiator. For the interior, we might have to keep oogling the images of the interior of the Cayenne and Aventador to tide us over until the real deal has been revealed. We imagine there will be some upgrades, which could include a better infotainment system, like that of the Cayenne. Its infotainment system is intricately designed in a futuristic way that gives convenient maneuvering for efficiency, yet still maintaining all its aesthetics. Unlike the Aventador, which despite being released in 2022, has a very outdated infotainment system. With the revelation of the Cayenne, we have cause to believe that this was all planned on purpose to give the new upgraded and completely rejuvenated touchscreen a red carpet entry when it is finally released. Another thing we are uncertain about is if the Aventador's successor is going to be called Tormenta. The Italian automaker has not yet revealed the name of this new supercar. As it was with the Miura, Countach, Diablo, Murcielago, and Aventador, the release of a new flagship V12 hybrid would also be given its official name when it finally hits the market in 2023. Till then, it's been dispersed through rumors that the Aventador's successor may be called Tormenta. Given Lamborghini has continuously been using Spanish and names of bulls to name its cars for quite a while, it figures that there is no more appropriate name for a roaring V12 than Tormenta, the Spanish word for thunderstorm. This seems to be a reference to the interaction between its V12's thunder and the electric motor. So, although it might not be official, Lamborghini is welcome to take total possession and go along with it. But we certainly wouldn't be surprised if they give the new automobile the name of another bull. But what do we know? The company is always full of surprises. Finally, about the price. At the market launch, the price of this anticipated car is estimated to probably be around 350,000 euros for the base. But the best guess will be determined soon enough with the upcoming arrival of the awesome supercar coming out next year. Despite the little details we have received, there's a total assurance that this new electrified beast is definitely going to be a massive success. So, as we finally close the chapter to the Aventador as the dominating Lamborghini supercar, we need to give room for the new successor to the V12 super sports car to ascend. The brand new Lamborghini will take over the place of the Aventador as the new apex predator in the Lambo's lineup. So it is without further ado that we bid goodbye to the Aventador and welcome the era of the Tormenta. Are you ready for the new Lamborghini Tormenta? What other features do you think it might have beyond the ones we've mentioned? If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to subscribe if you'll love to see more supercar videos.